Go.
Go now.
Yes.
Oh, now. I'm messing with you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking some time out of your Saturday evening to join us and to be here with us for Ecstasis. This is the Fellowship of the Phoenix's celebration of both the Queer Liberator, our androgynous queer divinity of the season, but it's also a celebration of liberation and a celebration of balance and transition. This is the time of year when we can all feel ourselves starting to, well, typically, any other year, we'd feel ourselves sort of quieting down, right? Turning inward. This year feels different for obvious reasons. And this year, what I hope that we can cultivate together is, one, just the briefest sense of normalcy together, some smiling faces, and just community time, but also cultivating our own resilient balance, right? We are a queer organization. We worship queer divinities. And a big part of that queerness is radically claiming ourselves in space and in our world. And I hope that part of the work that we do here tonight can help us to get a sense of that again. Because I can't speak for anyone else, but I know I've been missing that with the bullshit state of the world. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight, and whoever's out there with us, I thank you for being here. Excuse me. So, as we get started with our evening, I'd like you to take a moment to think on, and in your own space, give voice to any distractions or ills that would close your heart to our work here tonight. Call them out in your own space. Name them and cast them into the air. Let these distractions be released out so that they may be transformed by our work here together. I know that for me, obvious distractions, coronavirus, everything political, the fucking president of the United States, all of these things, everything about the news cycle. We've got wildfires on the West Coast that are still going strong. All of these things, I let go of them for just a little bit. And maybe my relationship with those things can be transformed. So, for whatever it is that you've released, may these energies be transformed, and may we work in peace. Take a breath. And now that we've named our distractions, let's name our intentions, right? So take another breath in and out. And take a moment to name your intent for tonight. Hopefully this is something you could share in the chat in YouTube. Let everyone else in the community know what your intent is for being here this evening with us. What is it that you're hoping to come away with from our work this evening? What are you here to celebrate? And if you feel called, as I said, go ahead and share that intent in the chat, or just hold it to yourself, speak it into your space. And with that, I'm going to pass things off to Elu, who is going to introduce us to our cosmological space.
There we go. Thank you all for being here. Is this? Yes. You stand at the entrance to the Labyrinth, on top of the World Mound, the immortal foundation that supported the footsteps of our earliest spirits. Inside of that World Mound lives history and past. So before we continue further, we'd like to acknowledge the history of the space that we stand on. For most of us, that's the Pacific Northwest. There are others of us scattered throughout the entirety of the United States, and maybe there are others of us throughout the world who are appearing in. For us in the Pacific Northwest, this is land where people have gathered and lived and honored the earth for the 10,000 years. These are unceded territories of the tribes of the Salish region. We hope to honor this land with our work tonight. In our tradition, this world mound is also the truncated pyramid, bolstered on each side by the elements, giving shape to our world. We will now call those elements into this space, beginning in the west with water. You at home are invited to summon the elements within yourself and within this circle in a way that feels right with you.
Take a moment to connect with water in a way that feels right to you. As I call forth the element of water into this space, quietly tone the vowel sound oh, and imagine the power of water entering our right. I bring in water, the door to mystery. I bring the energies of quenching rains and ocean depths, of emotion and memory. I bring the labyrinth and the misted path as we welcome water into this space. Netzah Shaliach.
Thank you, Creasy. Now I'd like you all to take a moment to connect with Earth in a way that feels right to you.
Take a moment to connect with Earth in a way that feels right for you. As I call forth the element.
Sorry, Creasy. George got it.
Are we
I
good?
forgot we were muted, so you can't hear us. Yeah, go.
Okay. We're gonna start that Earth call again, my loves. Alright, so as I said, take a moment to connect with Earth in a way that feels right to you. As I call on the element of Earth, I'd like you to quietly, like I said, in your own space, tone the vowel sound oh, and imagine the powers of Earth entering our right. I bring in Earth, the door to strength. I bring the energies of fertile fields and ancient stone, of growth and foundation. I bring the world mound and the obelisk's root as we welcome Earth into this space. Netzah Shaliach.
Elu. Throw it to Elu.
Oh, and now to Elu for air.
Thank you. Take a moment to connect with air in a way that feels right to you. As I call forth the element of air into the space, quietly tone the vowel sound and imagine the powers of air entering our right. I bring in air, the door to knowledge. I bring the energy of cooling breezes and wild gales, of intellect and imagination. I bring the directions and the compass rose as we welcome air into this space. Netzah Shaliach.
Take a moment to connect with fire in a way that feels right to you. As I call forth the element of fire into this space, quietly tone the vowel sound E and imagine the powers of fire entering our right. I bring fire, the door to power. I bring the energies of burning hearths and blood-warmed skin, of passion and vitality. I bring the flames of transformation and the obelisk as we welcome fire into this space. Netzah Shaliach. And now we will call on the spirits of our tradition and ask that they open the way.
We call on spirits of place, ancient and modern, spirits of mountain and concrete, of misted forests and cool fresh waters. Reveal to us the currents of this land.
We call on Terra and Soul, twinned souls of matter and light, body and breath. Guide our magic to manifestation.
We call on the queer ancestors of blood and of spirit, of love and of lineage, mighty dead who carry the torches of wisdom into our hearts and lives. Protect us as we walk on twilight roads.
We call on the dragon, spiraled serpent at obelisk's root, source of earth and flame and deepest gold. Forge for us the crucible through which we are transformed.
We call on the queer divine, sacred transgressors and holiest of apostates. We call to youth, explorer, lover, healer, warrior, liberator, mystic, and elder. Bless us with flame and light, with queer power and open hearts.
We call now on the beating, flaming heart of our tradition. Phoenix, illuminator and alchemist, light's source who casts no shadow. We call you down. Spread your wings and lift our hearts. Lift now the veil, open now the way.
So at this point, we normally grab hands. But instead of grabbing hands, because we're obviously so far away on a computer, what we're going to do is just expand our hearts to each other. What I like to do is just imagine I'm holding hands in community, left palm up, right palm down. And just imagine that for a second. Take a breath. And let us prepare to enter the labyrinth together. You will never get lost in a labyrinth, for it is not a maze. There is one path in, and is the same path out. Focus your attention on the journey we're about to take. Honor yourself and the others here tonight by choosing to be fully present. Open your heart to possibilities that are present in the journey. See before you a large 7-circuit labyrinth of the sort represented here at our altar. See the entrance before you, opening to a left turn that leads into the deepening shadow. Step forward. Walk the long, winding path back and forth from circuit to circuit. Each step, focus your mind, your body, and your spirit. Note the smells on the path. Feel the air on your skin. Let your soul awaken. Your steps quicken slightly, and the turns grow sharper. And suddenly you step into a large clearing at the Labyrinth's center with a large bonfire at its heart. Smoky and warm and bright, these are the flames which we have kindled together. The fire calls for release and promises transformation. Over the crackles and pops of the burning wood, you hear the sound of beating wings from overhead and feel the fire kindled in your heart. You look upwards and see the largest, most beautiful bird you have ever seen. Look into its eyes and see within them a familiarity which strikes you to the core. Yet at the same time, those eyes contain the deepest mysteries of the universe. A voice speaks within your head, I am thee and thou art me. The bird's feathers shimmer and flame in myriad of colors. You watch as it circles once more and then dives directly into the fire and is utterly consumed. The fire grows and seems to reach out for you. Hesitantly, you move towards the flames where the bird was. The flames are warm but do not burn you. Instead, you are invigorated with the willpower and the strength that is rejuvenating. You breathe in deeply and feel the divine move through you, aflame with the power of spirit. You feel others step into the flames and watch as they come alive with the knowledge of who they truly are. You are aware of yourself as an individual and as a part of something larger. You feel the earth leave from beneath you. You soar upwards towards the planets and the stars, and the bird's cry pierces the world and opens your heart. Breathe in that sound and become aware of yourself as the phoenix. And it's from this place that we call forth the divine.
From these flames, we call on the Liberator to manifest within our temple and within our community, and within the circle we have made. Breathe in the light of the phoenix that you have just stoked, and focus on the desire for the divine to be here, manifested with us in our shared space. Hold it and breathe out, and feel the name of the divine settle on your lips like a lover. Liberator. See the flames at the center of the labyrinth again in your mind's eye. At the center is the figure of a person, tiny and indistinct, but growing slowly, steadily as they move closer, walking towards you. This is the Liberator. See them, see the Liberator more clearly as they approach, emerging from the flames. Notice their shape. Are they big and strong, lithe, or wiry? What color are their hair, their eyes, their skin? What is the Liberator wearing? See their clothing, all of it, the colors, the textures. What are they carrying with them, if anything? As they approach, listen for the voice of the Liberator. How do they sound? Do they speak quickly or slowly? What might they taste like if you were to kiss their lips, their cheek, their hand? How would it feel to touch them, to embrace the Liberator? And how do they hold their body? How does the Liberator move as they approach? If you feel in yourself a desire in your own body to move, allow yourself to move as if you were walking or dancing or even spinning alongside them. For they approach, and now the Liberator stands before you now, real and present in every detail. They are close enough that you can hear the rustle of their clothing and see the light glinting in their eyes. Close enough that you can feel the warmth of their breath and smell their scent. Close enough that you can hear their whispers. This is the Liberator, come from the flames at the heart of the labyrinth to teach us. Breathe in and open your hearts now to what they have to offer to us tonight.
That was lovely. I'm going to lead us through a bit of spellcraft this evening, or the portion that we call spellcraft, and it's going to be keep that image of the Liberator with you, that sense, that feeling, that experience, because we are going to be dancing with the Liberator for spellcraft. And that doesn't have to mean anything other than moving how you want to move. In a moment, in a little bit, I'm going to stand up, and you'll see me on screen standing, but you're welcome to stand or sit or lay down or alternate between all of those, or however might feel good to your body, basically. And you're welcome to move. The only requirement is you breathe and move in some way. And I'll also invite that stillness is and can be a form of movement. So there's no requirement to move in any particular way. There's no requirement for your body to be in any particular way. You can move in any way that feels good to you. I'm going to have some offers to you if there are ways that you would like to, but you don't have to follow along with anything that I say either. So now I'm going to get up. I invite you, if you want to shift the way that your body is in space, to do so as well. Again, laying down or sitting or standing, all are really good options. There's no bad options. There's no bad way to be in a body. There's no bad way to be and feel and dance with the Liberator. And this is about radically claiming our own bodies, our wonderful queer bodies, our powerful queer bodies, feeling the liberation that comes with being in our bodies. And you're welcome to have as small of a movement as you'd like, maybe just your hand or your head, maybe it's your whole body, but I'll invite you to do a little bit of shaking, maybe start with your hands if you'd like shaking, maybe move to your arms, maybe incorporate the rest of your body, maybe your head too. Just feel and shake and move. Let anything that might want to release, to drop off, to be thrown into or just fall into the fires of transformation, to do so as you move. And remember that image of the Liberator that you and we all have called forth, the one that came to you, and see how is your body inspired to move with the Liberator? How would you like to? And again, stillness is a form of movement. You can be still. You can be moving a very small part of you. You can be moving your whole body or any combination thereof. And all of these options are right. All of these options are great. There's no bad way to move your body, to be in your body. Just be as you'd like to be, as you can. Do as your body would like to do. See if you can maybe slow down your movements or just play with tempo. Do you want to be slower? Maybe you want to move faster. What feels good? What feels interesting? Maybe you want to touch your own body. Maybe you want to touch the space around you. All of these things are good, all options, just whatever feels good and right and interesting and pleasurable and liberating and powerful. And remember to breathe. Notice just what you can feel, what you notice in your body, whatever it is that's arising, anything that might want to explode or fall away or blossom, grow, or be thrown away even. You can, if there are things that you need to just get out of you, get rid of, you're welcome to throw those away from you. You're welcome to let them land in the fires of transformation. If there's anything that you want to bring toward you, maybe bring more into your life, something that would be liberating and powerful and bring you more into your own full, beautiful, queer self, you can reach for whatever that might be and bring it toward you. Whatever movement might come with that, whatever feeling, sensation might come with that, building up your own power, your own queer self, your own magnificence in this moment and these moments through movement, through breath, through magic, and through this and so many other experiences that you can and will have. How does your breath want to be? You're also welcome to be making sounds, of course, too. I haven't mentioned sound yet, but sound is so beautiful and important in this as well. I'm making a lot of sounds that you're listening to, but you are welcome to make sounds with me. Any breathing sounds, any panting or moaning or screaming, if you're in a type of place where you can do that. I don't know what situation you're in right now, but you are welcome to. Any sounds, any feelings that want to come up and be expressed. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome here. All of you, every part of you, and every movement that you might like to do is welcome here, is loved here, is loved here. You are loved here. Maybe find another moment of expression. If you're not there already, a different way that you haven't yet moved. Something else your body might like to do that you haven't done yet in this experience. It can be anything. And we'll be closing in a little bit, but just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Letting go and bringing toward. Letting go and bringing toward. Feeling and moving. And remembering, if you've heard anything from the Liberator, if the Liberator has spoken to you, remembering what that might be, letting that land in your body, and finding a bit of a close with your movements, maybe slowing down, maybe breathing a little more deeply, maybe finding a resting spot for all of that. And just take a moment of stillness. If you haven't been still already, just take a moment to let all of that movement really just sink in, to really let go, disconnect from anything that might have fallen away from you. You don't need that anymore. To really let whatever you pulled into you and felt in your body to really land with you. You don't have to think about it, just feel it. Just let it land, just Breathe it and breathe into your body. Breathe into this moment. We'll have a few moments of silence. And remember that you can take this practice or any bits of it forward with you into your life and into the future, that you are able to feel your body in this way or other ways whenever you would like, that you have made some kind of shift or change here, and you don't have to think about that. You don't have to analyze it. You can just let it be and let whatever you experienced be part of your body now and part of your experience now. And so much thanks to the Liberator for dancing with us and this experience. I don't know who's next.
From this place of queer power, let us honor that gift with healing in return. We'll do a little work for each other, our larger community, and our connection with the earth. Close your eyes and take a breath. Raise your face to the sky and see past the space above you. Look past the roof through the eyes and imagine the stars above, all the lights shining down. These are the lights of the divine, brilliant and warm and shining. Breathe that light down, the light of the divine, and feel that pulling down into your body. Draw down that energy from the divine and let it suffuse you. Hold that again. Turn your face to the ground, to the churning waters of life below us. Deep within the earth, see the cauldron below, the reflected starlight on the surface of these waters deep beneath us. These are the lights of the ancestors, and they too shall carry our path. Breathe that light up and let it mingle with the divine inside you. Again. Now look deep inside your heart and feel that combined light, gods and ancestors, the divine, the above and the below swirled together deep inside you in that pool of light, and just breathe one breath in and hold and center.
Thank you, Creasy. And thank you very much to Ty for Spellcraft. It was beautiful. Thank you. With this healing energy, with this starlight from above and the reflected glimmers on the surface of the cauldron that you've breathed up from below, I want you to remember those sensations, but also bring in your sense of the Liberator. This beautiful, wild, ecstatic, but also pensive and thoughtful divinity. Breathe your sense of the queer Liberator into your body and then let it fill your hands. So you breathe in all of that energy that's been suffusing this ritual so far, and as you breathe out, feel it flow down your shoulders, through your arms, and into your hands. Do this 2 more times. Breathe in that liberatory energy. Have it fill your chest and then breathe it down. And let it fill your hands with this violet, purple, queer healing power. And one more time, breathe in. Filling your chest and then out. Into your hands. So that your hands are glowing with the potential, with the energy, with the life force of the Liberator. And from here, with this energy in your body, in your hands, of the divine above, the ancestors below, and the Liberator here with us now, present, lay hands on yourself. Perhaps on your chest or your belly, maybe you're around your jaw or your head, your neck. Lay hands on yourself where you feel tension. And breathe in. Let the energy from above and below fill you. And as you breathe out, feel that Liberator energy move back into you. As if your hands are the hands of the divine, touching you. Feel that embrace. We had a prayer running prior to the ritual where there's a line in it about making of myself a mirror in which I can see myself. That line is spoken both by the penitent and the divine, right? So when we lay hands on ourselves like this, we're not just embracing ourselves, we are divinity embracing their self. And we can act as divinity to share that healing. Breathe in again. And breathe out. Push a little bit. Feel that extra pressure, that weight. Feel the energy of the Liberator touching you, sharing balance and calm, but also queer power and fierce radical energy. All of these things balanced, collected inside of you, from which, or with which, we can move forward into our world better prepared to take on the challenges of everything right now. Takayatea loves. Next up will be healing of community, and Reverend Chaveo is going to take that for us.
So take a deep breath. And take all this wonderful energy that we just summoned and that we share for ourselves and with all of our spirits, the ancestors, the dragon, the phoenix, the minotaur, and each other. You know, think of the community and the aspect of our community that is really vulnerable right now. Maybe it's something closer to home for you, or maybe it's something that you've heard about that you feel very, very passionate about. Or maybe it's just, or maybe if you don't have an idea or you're not sure what that community looks like, then just have the idea of sending healing energy to the LGBTQIA community, whatever that means. And the spirits themselves and the Liberator will actually help you with that. So take a deep breath and breathe again the healing energy into your heart. And think about that community in your heart. Hold it in your heart. And at the same time, bring to mind the healing fires of transformation. Whatever that means to you, however it's manifest for you, breathe it into your heart. Feel that connection between the healing energy and the community. And just hold it in your heart and breathe. And as you breathe, kindle those fires of transformation. And breathe in that wonderful energy and see the fire burn brighter in your heart. And then visualize the community one more time. See it in front of you, see it around you. You can breathe the energy into your heart, and then it's going to go out of your hands and into that community. And you can do an om or an ooh or whatever you like. So take a breath and send it out with the voice. Ooh. See the energy heal our community. See our community vibrant. See our community well, and balanced, and happy, and liberated. And then take another deep breath and allow the energy to take hold and to work. And then with that, I pass it on to the healing of the earth.
Once again, take a breath wherever you are. Take a breath to become cognizant of that light we had pulled, the starlight from above of the queer divine, the reflected light of our ancestors from below, that pooled radiance resting inside our heart. Breathe that in and breathe that fire strong just for a moment. Now, from where you are, what we focus on here in this healing is not necessarily the earth healing that itself, for while it is vast and massive, the work of mending it is far beyond the scope of one or even this community itself. Instead, what we'll be focusing on is our connection to it. So, from where you sit or stand or wherever you might be, imagine a thread, a rope, extending from your body, from your tailbone, from your feet, down into the earth, down past surface, past loamy soil, down deep into warm, dark. The earth as it stands right now also seeks liberation of a kind. It is going through a moment of crisis. And as people, as citizens, as part of this earth, we share in it. And so I ask that you breathe in and let that connection settle. However it may be for you, take a moment to take stock of it. Is this thread, this rope you've built, frayed at the edges, singed with fear of fire, or choked under smoke? Take a moment and take stock of it. And if it is frayed or even snapped, that is okay, for the work we do here is to mend that. For if we cannot fix everything, we can at least nurture and cultivate our presence here with the earth as togetherness. So, we're going to breathe in a few more times and take this fire, this healing energy that we have nurtured both ourselves and our community. We're going to stoke that fire and pass it down into this thread, into this connection that we have built with the earth around us. So breathe in, nice and deep, and let the fires, the lights from above and the lights from below, pull and swirl and blend. Breathe out. And then breathe in again and let yourself stoke that warmth and radiance. And out. And this time, when you breathe out at the end of this breath, cast that warmth, that radiance down through this connection, down to however you bond and connect with the earth around you. One deep breath in. And then with the sound or with a breath or with an intonation, cast it down into the earth, into your connection to it around you. And once more, breathe that fire in. And this time, breathe in the shared presence that we share with the Liberator. For in healing our connection to the earth, we liberate ourselves of worry, of fear, of stress. We bring ourselves to a more present place that we can stand with this world and nurture and care for it. Breathe in the fires of our own transformation and breathe in the fires of the Liberator, both from above and below, deep, and then cast that all down into that connection, into that bond, that thread, and let it heal and let it grow strong. And then sit with it. Sit with your connection to this world and let it be liberated from the concerns and worries of the day to day. For you are part of this world, and it is part of you. And that connection will always be there. Thank you.
Thank you, Elu, and thank you, Shabeo. We're coming to the close of our ritual. I'd like you to just take stock for a moment. Breathe in and out. What has the ritual been like for you? What have you been able to experience so far? What have you pulled from it? And keep those thoughts in mind as we move forward into thanking the Liberator for their presence here tonight. And so, yeah, that's what we're doing now. Liberator, thank you for your presence here tonight. Before we bid you adieu, I would like to ask if there are any celebrants here who are intuiting or hearing any last messages from the Liberator that they want to share with the space and with anyone watching.
Yes, I actually do. To me, in this moment, in this particularly dire strait that we're sharing, the Liberator is telling me that the way we view the world can also be blinders, can also constrain our way of viewing the world. And so the Liberator to me says tonight, liberate yourself from fear and sorrow and despair, for there is a great, terrible amount of chaos in the world. Yet at the same time, chaos gives us potentiality that When everything is falling into madness, then almost anything is possible. So then, to that, the Liberator says, break yourself, break these chains of what you might think is possible or what you might think of how the future may play out, whether that's for what, however that may be, because it could, all of these things could pan out any different way. And so instead of letting yourself be constrained by how we might imagine them, or our worst case or best case or any case scenarios, keep yourself open to that possibility and be willing to advocate for the possibility that resonates most in here. The Liberator says to me that we are emissaries of that best and brightest self and world, and we advocate for that through our being and through our presence, and that is how we liberate the world around us, by bringing it a bit closer to what is in here, however that may be. And if that's just surviving, then that's something too, and that matters. So there's a lot in the world, there's a lot that could happen, and in any way, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. It is the opportunity to break one's chains. And so relish that opportunity. And should the moment arise, be unafraid to step forward into what might be in that chaos. And that we believe in you. We believe in that world, that truth in here inside all of you. For it is wondrous, and you are wondrous. So that's what I got.
Theo? No? All right. Any other celebrants want to share anything before we move on? I see everyone muted, so I'm going to say no. Good. Excellent. Thank you. Take a breath. Breathe in that wisdom from the Liberator. Breathe in that balance of looking forward, but maintaining some hope, some belief that we can move through this, right? Just breathe that in and let yourself experience some gratitude for those messages, for spellcraft, for the healing that we've done. Feel some of that gratitude for the Liberator, for their presence here with us this evening. Queer Liberator, we have gathered and met here. I'm not actually. We've met here in your honor. We've built you this altar, which is a symbol of our love to you, our gratitude to your presence in our lives. Thank you, Liberator. We invite you to eat and to never know hunger. May you be always in the circle of our lives. Tuskayate. And from there, we will do some omen taking.
Spirits have healed with us and worked with us, made magic and danced. We'll take a moment to seek how their voices respond, to listen to what they wish to tell us and what they ask of us for the future. Spirits of the Fellowship, Liberator, spirits of the elements, the four realms, Minotaur, Phoenix, Dragon, all the faces of the many-faced queer divine, speak to us. Let us hear a message. We honor you, and we're here to listen. We have the healer, the lantern, and the coffer. The spirits speak to us of the great and deep healing that we need in ourselves this time of the year. Not just this year, but all years, but perhaps most especially this year, as I believe we are all injured and working to do the best we can to exist in a world that is not easy to exist in, and that is most especially not easy to be queer in. So our work of healing tonight is incredibly important. It's something we need to continue to take forth every day, every moment, remembering that we need to heal ourselves and our community. And to continue doing that work, we need to see each of ourselves as lanterns of the spirits around us. Each of us, every queer spirit, has that divine light within ourselves, and we have the opportunity to let that light out when it's safe to do so. When we feel that healing energy and that bright queer power within us, it's our job to give that to those around us, to uplift other queer bodies, other queer selves, other queer beings, and to take that energy forward. And finally, the understanding that that queer energy of the lantern that we spread around is also our resource. And there are times and moments when we need to be the coffer and be closed and keep that energy for ourselves as individuals and as members of the community. And our task and what the Liberator offers to us tonight, beyond everything else, is the understanding that we choose when and how to show that liberation, that light, and when how to keep that power to ourselves. And so as we move forward into the season of the dark tide and into the time of the mystic, we should keep in our mind the difference between being queer and being ourselves to the best that we can, and knowing what to keep to ourselves when it is time to do so. And now we will thank our divinities and spirits for their presence with us and throughout this rite.
Thank you, Theo. All right. With that, we will honor the beings who have guided our rite tonight. I am holding some really beautiful apple cider here, and I'd like you to please focus on this vessel or on the altar with whatever blessings you have for the spirits that have helped us, whatever gratitude you have for those spirits, for the divinities that have walked with us. Whatever blessings, whatever well wishes you have for these kindred of our hearts, breathe that out into your space, which is also our space. Breathe your thanks and your love into this vessel as I speak. And then when I am done with that, Indy will lead us in some more specific offerings. So we give thanks to the spirits, beings, and divinities that walked with us this night. Thank you for your presence and protection, for your blessings and your bounty. Thank you for guiding our magic and our healing, and for holding open the way. We pledge to honor your gifts and to use them wisely. We give you thanks and honor this evening. Indy?
To the Phoenix we give you offering. To to the queer divine of many names, youth, explorer, lover, healer, warrior, liberator, mystic, and elder, we give you offering. To the Minotaur, we give you offering. To the dragon, we give you offering. To the queer ancestors, we give you offering. To Terra and Soul, we give you offering. To the genius loci, we give you offering. All you spirits who walk with us, may you never thirst. Tus Kayate,
Tus Kayate,
Netza Shaliach.
Netza Shaliach. You couldn't see me, but I was pouring during all of that. Thank you to the spirits that walk with us. I'm just going to set this down over here. And having thanked the spirits of the crossroads, the spirits of our traditions and our divinities, we will now thank the elements, starting in the south with fire, and then moving counterclockwise, ending in the west with water.
So to fire, thank you, fire, for your presence here tonight, for your passion and power, for all that you move us, for the flames of transformation, and for all of the beautiful bounty that you bring into our lives. We honor you always in the circle of our lives. Tus Kayate.
Tus Kayate.
Oh, it's not me.
We give we give thanks to air, to imagination and creativity and knowledge, to the compass rose and the warm breeze behind our backs. We give thanks to the fresh scent of dawn. And we honor you always in the circle of our lives. Tus Kayate.
Hi. And we also give thanks to the element of earth for foundation and structure, for strength, and for growth. We give thanks to the fertile earth, to the soil, and also to the mountains and the plains and the valleys. Thank you, Earth, for being here with us this evening. May you be always in the circle of our lives. Tus Kayate.
To water, we give thanks for the ocean depths, for the gentle rains that fall, for the emotions that you bring to us, the memories they carry, and the ever-present invitation to deepen the mysteries within and without. We honor you always in the circle of our lives. Tus Kayate.
As we have honored the elements, we honor that which has been changed and invite it back into ourselves. May this transformed energy be a tool with which we work our wills.
Focus once again on the group as a whole, that full shining circle of connected lights. Feel how our community has been empowered by our work tonight. Feel how you have been changed personally by it. Breathe in deep, and as you exhale, send some of that transformed energy into the circle and out into the larger community. Breathe in one more time and set some of that energy free to find what home it needs to help those who do not know they need our help. This is the power of the Phoenix to transform and regenerate. Let us take the gift of this connection with us into our daily lives. Manifest your will through love. And now we go forth
into
into the world, renewed by the bonds of this fellowship,
fellowship. Out
out of the flames into the light.
Hi. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our celebrants. Absolutely. Y'all are beautiful, and it is a pleasure and an honor getting to share even this virtual space with you. Sorry, I keep looking this way because that's I can see all the screens and stuff over there. Thank you, everyone, for participating and for watching this stream. We appreciate each and every one of you. Of course, we're all looking forward to getting back into physical space together again at some point. But also, I'm really grateful that we get to share ritual space with some of our Chicago membership, which has been beautiful. And I know that Seattle is happy to be working with you. Oh, that reminds me, because we are in, I wanted to show everyone what Seattle looks like right now, or rather, most of the Pacific Northwest. It is foggy, foggy, foggy town outside right now. Ridiculous. And it has been all day. It's been fascinating. But are we set up to invite people into the meet?
We will shortly.
Okay, cool. So very soon, in the YouTube comments, I assume,
Mm-hmm.
we will drop a link to our Google Meet meeting room. And if you'd like to be a little social, share some of that space with us, you're more than welcome to join us there. So keep an eye out in the comments for that. And the stream will stay open for a minute so that we can do that. And thank you again. We're really happy to be able to do this, and we're so pleased that you can join us. Takayate, my heart is open to you, and our hearts are open to you.